The legend of Zack Gelof continues. He went 4 for 5 on Wednesday against St. Louis, 3 days after a 2-homer game in Washington, and the most extra base hits since July 14th, his debut. He's right there with Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, Bobby Witt Jr., and one behind Austin Riley.
A lot of guys making a lot of money on that board.
A lot of guys right now are cash money. And let's bring in Zack Gelof right now, the Oakland A's rookie. Zack, thanks so much for giving us a few minutes. This isn't supposed to be this easy. How are you making it look this easy?
I just got to say, it does not feel easy out there, that's for sure. These guys are so good on the mound, and defensively, I think I've probably hit like 3 balls hard right at guys, and they just scoop them up. But it's just fun playing baseball.
Yeah, Zack, we're watching your swing, and you stayed with yourself. I could see the same swing a year ago to now in the big leagues. A lot of adjustments made. And to me, the biggest thing, what you talked about, when you get to the big leagues, the game's a little bit faster, and guys are making plays. What have you noticed different since you've been up since the 14th?
I just think there's a scouting report on you, and if you can't do something well, they're just going to keep throwing it to that spot or throwing that pitch until you adjust. And then if you have success, they're going to adjust again, and it's constant. And there's you just got to keep getting better every day.
It's fun though, isn't it?
Oh, it's a blast out there. It's a blast.
Zack, coming up to the major leagues, there's so much emotions, right? You get the call up, you're excited. You think, I'm going to go up there and prove that I'm a major league hitter. How do you control those emotions to try where you might get out of your game and give up that approach that you had at the minor league level?
Yeah, I think that's probably the hardest thing to do. From people, what they've said is just like, I think the quicker you can be confident in who you are, I think the more success you can be having at this level. So, for me, it was just, trying to come up here, have fun, and being confident in who I am as a person and as a player.
Zack, you're one of 4 players. That's it. The last 85 years, at least 20 extra base hits in your first 28 games. Have you always been an extra base machine?
I don't know about like this, but I always try to hit the ball hard, and I think this year in AAA I had a good amount of extra base hits. But it's not really something I think about. I just kind of try to go up there and hit the ball hard and execute my plan. So,
Zack, have you faced that guy yet? You look out at the mound, you step out and go, hold it, time out. That's some Verlander out there. Have you had that moment yet?
Max Scherzer the other day was pretty crazy going up there. That was pretty surreal. But, at the end of the day, it's like that's my peer as well. So he's got to pitch to me too. Trying to think that way instead of, holy cow, that's Max Scherzer on the mound.
Yeah, it's a trip until you figure that out. You kind of have to grab yourself like, hold it, time out. And then you see their stuff. And go, okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah, you only get one time, so I can't call timeout, but wish I
could. So when you think about where you are right now and getting called up to the big leagues, how has it been different than what you thought?
I didn't really try to come up here thinking or expecting anything. I think I just wanted to come up here and be confident in who I was and try to help the team win. And that's just something I try to do, and instead of trying to feel for things. So I really didn't come in expecting much, but I try to have fun and bring energy on the field and try to win.
Hey Zack, my last question for you. I grew up in Oregon, cold weather state, and I felt like I always got more done working indoors. And we were talking off camera about indoor facility, working at home and all that. To those kids out there in those cold weather states, what would your advice be when they're starting to head into we're getting ready to go to fall and head into the winter? What would your advice be to those kids?
I would just say, work your tail off, but then also it's okay to play multiple sports. I grew up playing, football, basketball, soccer, baseball, and I think it could be used as an advantage, especially when you go to college and then you kind of, hone in on just playing one sport, and I think you get that much better. So for me, it would just be play multiple sports, be competitive, and then have fun doing it.
I'm clipping that off and going to use that as a billboard. I love the fact, multiple sports, you got to rest certain parts of your body, but you also learn things playing other sports you can apply to baseball.
Absolutely.
I just love that.
100%.
Great answer, man.
Last one for you, Zack. Again, growing up in Delaware, your brother was drafted in the 2nd round by the Dodgers. How excited are you about a potential sibling rivalry in the majors?
That'd be pretty cool. We're both drafted at the same exact pick, signed for slot. So I guess he's got me on the signing bonus part because of the because of the money this year's draft. But no, I'm just really excited for him, and we use it as fuel to compete against each other. But then also we're each other's biggest fans. So I wish him
the
nothing but the
exact
best.
same pick, Zach. The same pick.
Number 60 in the second round. Yep.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
Slot value too.
And slot value, but because it was a year later, the slot went up. His brother got more money.
More money.
Oh, man.
He's buying dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Zack Gelof having a tremendous season so far. The Oakland Athletics. Here's to a wonderful rest of the season and a terrific career. Thanks so much, Zach.
Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it.